Yo, welcome to Spectator Sporting. Welcome back. We talking about the 2021 NFL Draft. We talking defense. We got Jay Knight in the building. We got Akeem in the building. My partner in crime, Mr. Adi Wally. We've already talked about the front seven, defensive ends, D tackles, linebackers. Now let's go to this is probably the best position in the draft as far as defense. The DBs, the cornerbacks, is pretty loaded one this year. It's a good draft to find your DB. So I'm gonna start with you, Adi, this time. Okay. I'm gonna let you go first on this one. Talk about the DBs in this draft coming in 2021.
Well, you got Tyson Campbell. He's got good height for a cornerback. He's 6'2". He's another Georgia Bulldog. He likes to come up in the run game and deliver hits. And he makes wide receivers fight like hell for every reception they get. I like the guy. And then there's some people that think Asante Samuel Jr. is a little too small at cornerback, but he's the same height and weight as his pops when he was a 4-time Pro Bowler with the Patriots and the Eagles. And Asante Samuel Jr. at Florida State, he held his own out there on the island. In 8 games last year, he had 3 interceptions. So he's a feisty guy, very good instinct, very good awareness. And when I think about the cornerback position, I'm looking at the Seahawks. They lost Shaquille Griffin. He went to the Jaguars. All right, so they lost him.
That's a big loss.
Big loss. He was pretty good, man. And him and his brother was there, twins over there in Seattle. And so they was the 3rd worst team in the NFL in passing yards allowed per game. They needed to get a cornerback. And also the Tennessee Titans, they lost Malcolm Butler to the Cardinals. And they also lost, what's the other boy name? Adoree Jackson to the New York Giants. And they brought in Jack Rabbit Jenkins from the Saints, but he'll be 33 next year. They need a cornerback. But those are a couple of guys I've been looking at. Campbell and Asante Samuel Jr., the chip off the old block.
Good ones. I like it. Definitely some good ones. Akeem, talk to me about these cornerbacks this year. Talk to me about these DBs.
You might want to go to Jay Knight, because I got a lot of smoke for these cornerbacks, man.
Well, bring the smoke. I'm coming to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, like Roach said, it's a unique class of cornerbacks. I'll go down the list real quick. Wilson from Florida, he's special. Newsome, fellow Wildcat. I actually played this scheme, so I have some good insight. All right, so everyone's going to say Greg Newsome. He's been projected as a late 1st rounder, early 2nd round pick. He has flawless technique. I mean, he's ran a 4.39, 4.38. He's fast. He can fly.
Yeah, that's fast.
Couple of issues with him is that injuries, which you can't control that. Soft tissue stuff. I know masseuse. We'll work on it. I got his contact information. We'll work on it. And the scheme that we played in, I actually played in the scheme. It's predominantly zone, so we'll be anxious to see how he plays in mostly man concept, because, like I said, when I get to my list of elite DBs, the top of the top, like I said, freak shows, it's not that many. You gotta be, they don't grow on trees, all right?
They don't.
Horn, what is his first name? J.C. Horn.
J.C. Horn.
The Gamecock.
The Gamecock. Joe Horn's kid. He's nice too. I like him as well. He'll be a top 50 pick. I don't think he may be a 1st rounder, maybe early 2nd rounder. In Stanford, they have a cornerback that's really nice as well.
Paulson Debo.
Yep. But hey, I got 3 cornerbacks that are head and shoulders above everyone. And I saw the stats on Craig Newsome, but when I get through my reasons and list of the elite, you'll know why. Number 3, I got Surtain. From Bama. Okay, so everyone's like, why you don't have number 1? All right, so here's the thing. He ran a 4.42 at his pro day, and I'll be quick with it. He ran a 4.42 at his pro day, which is fast, which is flying. But he's 6'2", 210, same size as Jalen Ramsey. But when you have to hit long speed, it's not there. I've seen people run by him. That's not good. When you gotta deal with the big receivers, Devontae Adams, who else? T. Higgins, some of the other big guys, he'll be fine. When you gotta deal with some of the smaller twitcher guys like Odell Beckham, Tyreek Hill has a rocket up his ass, he's gonna have problems. Now I got 2 that are special. Number 2 is going to be Tyson Campbell. Now, I want you guys to do this. I want you to look at his worst game against Alabama. He was against Devontae Smith, Waddle, and also he had to guard Kyle Pitts from Florida.
Ooh, that's a rough. Yeah.
There's a cut up on YouTube, which if you're a little bored, go check it out, where all the catches that they caught, he was right there in the hip pocket. So Tyson Campbell, he's that guy that says, all right, coach says, you got him. He's with you all day. And when you're in that league, you play a little bit of zone, but there's going to be some man coverage where you got that guy all day. You got to figure it out. Mm-hmm. Number 1 is going to be Farley from Virginia Tech. He's 6'2", 210, ran a 4.2 at his pro day. 4.28. He's everything about him is elite.
4.2. That boy good.
Everything about him screams elite. When I'm looking for top tier first round talent, those athletic freak shows, those 2 are it. They can take you out of the game. When you have to match up with the elite receiver, the Devontae Adams, who else on the list? Top receivers in the league right now. Stephon Diggs, Hopkins. You need to match firepower with firepower. These guys are running 4.3, 4.4s, and you can't be out there playing deep. You're running a 4.5. It doesn't add up. So those 2, I think, are they're special. Surtain is going to be a top 15 pick, without a doubt. But those other 2 that I mentioned.
So the Virginia Tech boy, Farley, right?
Yep.
He can't talk about the back issue. What's up?
Yeah, I think that they say that he'll bounce back just fine. So I mean,
when will he be back?
A few months.
Will he be back up?
But when you're drafting that high, when you're looking for, we talk about edge rushers are important. Somebody got to cover these receivers, right? Oh, the receivers are getting bigger and faster. You need the elite talent. Like, I'm thinking of Jalen Ramsey. How can I find Jalen Ramsey in this draft? Mm-hmm. Those 2 guys, Farley, Campbell, they can follow you all day and say, hey, you got that mofo right there, and the rest of the defense, we're going to do something else. Those are the kind of guys you need.
Yeah.
Like, it's the difference between average and special. It'll be about 6 DBs in the first round, probably taken. Or 6 to 8 DBs in the top 50 picks.
Ooh, damn.
Oh. But those 2 or 3, they're the top. They check all the boxes. And like I said, go back and look at Tyson Campbell's worst game against Alabama. The touchdown against Waddle, they tripped. Everything else, he's right there in that pocket.
And just making tough catches. Only Patrick Surtain. I know you say you had him number 3. It's because of the speed, right? You just don't get fast enough.
Yeah, the long speed, and also with Craig, with Newsome, and also Horn. Just get too many PIs though, but that's something they can work on.
Well, Patrick Surtain, to his credit, he had 200. He accounted for the most one-on-one coverages in college football. One of the college football is over 277 times he lined up man so dolo against. So that's one thing Surtain got for him. Jay Knight, go ahead. Let's talk about these cornerbacks for me.
All right. So I told his daddy said, "Boy, good." So,
which daddy? Samuel's or Surtain's daddy?
Surtain's daddy.
It's 2 of them.
So I'm wearing this shirt. All my friends are dead because if you're a good lockdown corner, you telling that opposing person, all my friends are dead. I got you one-on-one. We're gonna be friends for this next 60 minutes. And this is where I rate cornerbacks because they are play takers. So I have Surtain as a surefire NFL pro for 10 years. No, he was an SEC Defensive Player of the Year. He started 3 years at Bama. He started since a freshman. I remember talking to his dad at a Dolphins game, or buddy Sean Wooden. Both Dolphins players played in the secondary. And his dad said, my son's going to be a first-round pick. His high school teammate might be a second-round pick, but my son's going to be a first-round pick. They're going to be in the league. His son's teammate, Tyson Campbell. Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. He has good recovery speed. Is he a blazer? No. He's not the fastest. But then again, people said Revis wasn't a blazer. He has good technique. He reminds me of AJ Terrell from last year. He's going to be there. He's a safe pick. He's a smooth athlete, good route recognition. He has NFL pedigree. So I put a lot on that. When you can sit there, have father-son time, and watch film with your dad and your dad say, hey, do this, do that, and he played the same position. It's kind of like somebody who's a plumber and his dad was a plumber. So he's going to become a better plumber. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is he better than Diggs from last year at Alabama?
I think he's better than Diggs. I don't think he guesses.
By the way, Diggs play with the Cowboys right now.
I know, so they could be booking corners. I like Nick Farley. You know, he's athletic. He has a physical freak. He has a higher ceiling. So the thing with Bama kids, typically, and the thing with Bama DBs, especially with Surtain, hasn't hit a ceiling yet. He doesn't have as high of a ceiling, but he's already there. He's already ready to produce. Farley, some technique issues that he can clean up, but he has the speed, he has the athletic ability, he has the intangibles to make him a great corner. He reminds me a lot like D'Angelo Hall. So that's why I like him. But honestly, I think the best of them could be J.C. Horn.
Yep. The Gamecock.
Exactly. The Gamecock, and he's cocky.
What is a Gamecock?
He's cocky like his dad.
We can talk about that later.
Separate podcast.
I believe a great poet once said, walk it like I talk it. That's what he does. Like his dad, he has swagger. He doesn't believe anybody's better. He can get it done. And he has a dominant DB's mentality. Like, you're not going to get open on me. I'm the best player in this draft, is what he said. I'm the best, not the best defense player, but the best player in this draft. He's long, he's athletic. He's a more athletic Richard Sherman, which I really like about the kid. So he can really get it done. Tyson Campbell, you mentioned against Georgia. One of the things I didn't like about Tyson Campbell, why I didn't have him in my top 3, he did not have his ball recognition and footwork was sometimes sloppy. So when you look at that Jalen Waddle touchdown over the top, he recognized the switch route late and then went over the top, then he slipped. That's footwork. You can't do that in the NFL. I actually liked his teammate Eric Stokes better, who to me is a sleeper. I have Eric Stokes as a top 5 corner. Eric Stokes had 4 interceptions, athletic, can get the ball. When Tyson Campbell opposite of you and you're making plays and you're the one who's flashing on highlight films, that's why I like him the most. I like Greg Newsome, actually better than Campbell. I like Newsome's intangibles. I like his athletic ability. Everybody gets down with Big Ten players saying they're not athletic enough, they're not fast enough. He ran a 4.39. He doesn't have long speed, he doesn't have short speed. He's a football player. He knows how to play the game. He can play zone, he's going to be able to play man. I think he can even be a slot. He can play the slot. So I really like what he brings to the table. Campbell I like as well. Athlete, track speed, great ability. A couple other DBs I would suggest to look at as well. One other DB I should say. Kelvin Joseph out of Kentucky made some plays, big games. I like what he did against Bama. And Elijah Molden, he's somebody who I also have in my safety list because there's a lot of slot corners that can also play safety on my list as well. But I like what Elijah Molden did at Washington. He played really well in the Pac-10. I think if you're a Pac-10 corner who plays well and who stands out, then you can play in the NFL.
I got you.
But one more guy that stood out to me, another Gamecock. Israel.
He's on payroll. He is on payroll.
Like, you really repping the Gamecocks today.
The man's name is
That man got athlete issue gear right now. He's on payroll.
South Carolina, shout out. All right. Israel Mukwamu, all right? He's 6'4", 205. He's 6'4" quarterback, all right? He has 7 career interceptions. I think he could go in the 3rd or 4th round of the draft, and so had to throw him out there.
If he want to make some money, he'll move to safety. Like to play corner, you gotta be unique. You gotta have fast twitch muscles. Rich Sherman, what is he? 6'3"?
Yeah, he might be
but
6'2",
6'2", 6'3", something like that. Go with a height. He would not make it in a Baltimore Ravens scheme. He can only play in Seattle scheme at his prime. But he can't play the Ravens. I mean, they have Humphreys. He's in your face. The other guy, Peters, he can play off man. That's what they do. Sherm, he's not going to the slot. He's not going to follow. He's going to play that cover 3 scheme. And going back, this guy here, 6'4", 205. If you want to make some money, go play safety or.
But the key, like I tell ugly people, it only takes one person to fall in love with you.
It's true.
Same thing. 6'4", 205. It only takes one person to fall in love with you. That's true. To get a contract, to get drafted.
Now, on top of that, one thing that I always tell, like my customers, you can never tell nobody's baby they're ugly. You can never tell nobody that their baby's ugly.
Right.
You can't on Facebook.
Hey, you brought up J.C. Horn. I like J.C. Horn too. He actually allowed the lowest percentage of completions against him in the SEC.
Okay.
And I like from your school, Greg Newsome as well, where he only allowed 12 catches and 34 targets against him.
I'm still mad about those 12. Damn it.
Raise the bar really
But
high.
I still think the highest ceiling in this draft for cornerbacks is going to be Nick Farley. He reminds me of Antonio Cromartie. I don't know about the baby making part of it, but he reminds me of Antonio Cromartie with what he brings to the table. Long, tall, fast, athletic, checks the boxes. He just has to live up to potential.
You just need these athletic, like I said earlier, I've said the word special last podcast. I've said the word freak show for the fourth time today. That's what you need. When you're picking DBs that high, like Surtain, Farley, Campbell, these guys are special. They have special traits, plural traits. They do a lot of things well. And they played against, especially the two SEC guys, they played against elite competition. Yep. As I mentioned with Campbell, he's played against the Bama kids. Auburn, they had some elite sprinter there, fast guy, and Pitts. And also Surtain, he's been in the system. I mean, he's eat, sleep, and poop football from his family.
So we know the DBs is good, but let's go to we gotta have somebody that cover these DBs back sometime if they get burnt. So let's talk about these safeties. The safeties, I don't know. Where's people it's a look down. Jay Knight, what you got to say about these safeties?
So I'm gonna go. I've said this before in here. Safeties are between a bad blowjob and mediocre hand job. So if your baby's a safety, I'm saying talk about him right now. I'm saying he's a slot corner. Outside of Trayvon Moring from out of TCU, athletic. He used to be a cornerback. He was a Jim Thorpe Award winner. Former corner, has good range. He plays center field very well. Working with tackling a little bit, but he's the surest thing as far as with at the point of attack, playing the ball and playing that deep center field position as a cornerback. That's in this draft. My number 2 guy, and I'm gonna be a homer. Shaun Wade, listen, buddy, you're a great slot corner with Ohio State. They had 2 outside corners who picked number 1. You play the safety, you can blitz, you can play the slot. I'm putting him as my number 2 safety. I'm gonna wish it into existence. Sean, buddy, I'm wishing for you because right now it's not looking good for you in the draft. Third person, Richie Grant out of Central Florida. He's a ball hawk. He has no wasted movement, but he's not a great athlete. So that's the other part of it. He can't waste any motion or movement because he's not a great athlete. He doesn't do anything great, but he's instinctual, gets to the ball, he's a football player. And the last person I'll talk about is last 2 people. One is Andre Cisco. Yes.
That's like I can't.
And he plays like he's drugged. It's not a double move he doesn't like. There's not a 2 he doesn't go after.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sound like my kind of guy, boy.
But he improved from 2019 to 2020. He was playing better until he got hurt. So the knee injury does hurt him. His injury history will play into effect, but I think he can be a good corner. And the last person is Javon Holland. He's a playmaker. He opted out, so we didn't get to see him with Oregon this year. Athleticism the concerns about athleticism were answered at his pro day or combine, whatever we're calling them these days. He makes plays. He got a lot of interceptions in 2019. He's an okay tackler, but he can be a deep safety. So that's what you do need if you're looking for play takers. Because when you have a lot of DBs, so we talked about corners who can play man or in different schemes, you need somebody in that deep safety who can take away plays, take away those deep routes, and that's what he can do for you.
Absolutely, I got it. King, talk to me about these safeties. Who you like?
Yeah. So when we look at safeties, you want 2 things. You want versatility and you want range. I actually play safety, so I know this pretty well. You want versatility and you want range. The guy from TCU, not your guy, the Diaz.
Washington.
Yep. This guy is like, give you an idea of what he's like. Think Honey Badger. He's a little guy, but he gets after it. He flies around. He doesn't care about his body. I like it. Sean Davis from Florida. Played in SEC, played against good competition. He's pretty solid, good size. He's your traditional safety. Another one, if you mentioned Cisco, he's another traditional safety. He can play free safety, strong safety, in the box.
You think thong song, don't you?
No, right?
Oh, the Cisco the drink. I'm sorry.
Oh man,
Makes you throw up.
Man, that drink's strong. I'm sorry.
University boy.
let me go with Javon Holland. He is maybe one or two safety, and there are no safeties going in the first round.
True.
Just how
Absolutely.
bad round one is.
First round, maybe second round.
Second round maybe. As I mentioned earlier, versatility, range. All these safeties have range, versatility. Some safeties you can take them and play. You gotta be able to play in the slot as a safety. You gotta be able to fill in on the run game as a safety. You gotta be able to play a deep half. You gotta be able to play the post as a safety. It's a lot of stuff you gotta do as a safety. By the way, you gotta make the calls for the defense as a safety as well to the cornerback. So it's a pretty challenging job. I don't think either one of these safeties has all that elite trait. As I mentioned earlier, you want the elite of the elite. There are no Earl Thomases here. There are no Ed Reeds here in this particular safety class. They're good. They're great football players. They're just not that.
They're not game changers, is what you're telling
That
me.
dude.
They're not putting points on the scoreboard.
Okay.
That's
So when I'm looking at safeties, if you're going to draft a safety in the first round, are you a game changer? Last year we had Isaiah Simmons. He was a game changer. He was a game wrecker. You can play him linebacker, DN, safety, corner, and he can put points on the scoreboard. We don't have that in this class at any position.
ooh, so it's not looking good for the defense.
Yeah, but they'll get picked now. Look, there are needs. There are needs.
Okay.
Teams have needs and holes they gotta fill.
Special
The
teams.
special teams, they'll get picked now.
Run out on kicks.
But just don't be wowed by these people when you say, "What's that?"
Safety class definitely not the strongest we've seen before. Already talk to me about these safeties. Anybody you like?
Well, yeah, we talked about the Ball Hawks, Cisco, okay, from Syracuse. At Syracuse, I had to say Cisco again. He only played 2 games last year.
Okay.
Because he tore his ACL. But despite that, he had the most interceptions in the FBS in the last 3 years with 13. So that's pretty good. They call him the interceptor up there at Syracuse. And then Jay Knight brought up Richie Grant. This man, UCF, he had 10 interceptions, 6 forced fumbles, and 17 pass breakups in the last 3 years. He got some ball hawks right there. And then the boy from Notre Dame, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but if he goes to safety, strong safety, that'll improve this safety class, all right? And Ashari Crosswell, Arizona State, he played with Herman Edwards. He's a very physical, athletic guy. Can be in the box, one of them in the box safeties that go in there and get in the trenches and get dirty, get nasty. And so the Los Angeles Rams, they lost 2 safeties. They lost John Johnson, he went to Cleveland. They lost LaMarcus Joyner, he went to the Jets. The Rams, they need a safety. And the Vikings lost Anthony Harris, he went to the Eagles.
That's a big loss.
Yeah, so they might want to
Massive.
get a free safety. And hey, the Bears still haven't replaced Adrian Amos. We got Deion Bush at strong safety.
So when you think about safeties, like I said, the elite of the elite, do you think any of these safeties here can stick with Gronk, Kelsey, Kittle?
Morig.
Yeah, Morig is. I would say Morig. Morig is probably the one from TCU.
And then fill in the run game, play deep post.
Sean Wade. Sean, safety, buddy.
Homer. Hey, we pulled Wade's resume and it didn't look too good. Yeah, Ohio State beat us.
Down on
I'm mad.
Well, we definitely down on the safeties, but maybe it's some safeties. Maybe they will surprise us.
You know what? And then, as always, there's somebody that's not on our list that is going to get picked up in the late round or free agent that's going to steal one of their spots.
True.
Yep.
Actually, I'm sure there is.
A sleeper.
Yep. Well, we shall see. We talked about all the defense. Hopefully one of them safeties go to the Bears and like what you talking about, come out of nowhere and do their thing.
5th round pick.
Yeah.
Ryan Pace.
Yep.
Sean Wade.
Yep. I want to thank Jay Knight. I want to thank Akeem again.
Before we leave,
Okay.
I gotta ask y'all because a great influence in my life from a hip hop version and workout just passed. So I'm gonna ask you guys top 2 DMX songs.
Ooh, we stopped being greedy. That's one of in Blackout that had the locks and Jay-Z.
Oh no, what's the name of the album where it was red and
Flesh of my flesh.
yeah, that whole album, man.
Oh no! Come on, Sugar Ray Leonard. These 2 songs.
Oh man, what's the stop?
Drop,
Rough
shut
the
it
anthem.
down. Okay. Like, now they like.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no. What these bitches want from a nigga?
Yeah, there we go.
That's my.
Come on, Kim.
If I'm turning up, oh man, Rough Riders anthem, Party Up.
Party Up is dope.
Now if I'm just riding by myself, highs going down is smooth.
That's
Okay,
good joint.
that's 2.
Wait.
Okay.
If I'm getting ready to turn up, what's my name? That song?
What's my name? That's
That's
it.
my name.
That's it.
All right, so we're gonna go. I mean, this one.
Slippin' is classic.
That's always.
All right, so
that's actually my top 2.
That's like
front.
that's like everybody.
I'm gonna say Slippin' up 1. So here's how I'm gonna go. X gon' give it to you.
X go give it. Yeah, that's my joint.
And get it on the floor. Get it on the floor. What?
Hey, rest in peace to DMX, man.
You got the
Straight up.
growl, man.
Hey, I want to thank Jay Knight. I want to thank Akeem. Once again, they came and schooled us, gave us a lot of knowledge on the show. I want to thank my partner, Mr. Adi. Wally, you watching Spectator Sporting. Make sure you go on YouTube.
Hey, yo!
Subscribe to that page. Go ahead and leave a comment. We will comment. In the meantime, in between time, we out.
Peace. Spectator Sport. What?